Hello everyone, my name is Murutura Enoch and we are going to revise together sequence and series, AP and GP on our questions they come. So the first question reads, what is a common ratio of the geometric progression GP? Having given those two terms, they are saying find the third term of the progression, so we can start answering. So we have been given the series of sequence that is square root of 2 minus 1 minus 1, open and close the brackets, plus 3 minus square root of 2 plus the just continuing. So, and then the first question they asked us is to find the common ratio. So what you should bear in mind is that common ratio is given by, it is represented by R is equals to second term divided by first term. So this is the first term, second term. So we are going to divide second term by the first term. So that is common ratio represented by R is equals to 3 minus square root of 2, like that, divide by square root minus 1. Now, what you should bear in mind is that you learned to say that when you're having something like this, this is now taking us to SATs, where we are going to conjugate the denominator by changing this sign and multiply it to the numerator, also to the denominator. What does it mean when I say conjugate? So I'm going to rewrite the numerator the way it is, that is 3 minus 2 square root of 2 over square root of 2 minus 1. So I have to conjugate the denominator. So by conjugating or rationalizing it, that simply means that I'm changing this negative to positive, that is square root of 2 plus 1. Also this same expression that has been rationalized has to be multiplied with the numerator, so square root of 2 plus 1. So from there we continue. So that simply means that this 3 is going to be multiplied with everything in that brackets. So that is 3 multiplied by square root of 2 plus 1. You close the brackets. Also this part, this entire thing is going to be multiplied with everything inside the brackets. So that is negative 2 square root of 2, that is square root of 2 plus 1 divided by, so also this part is going to be multiplied with everything there inside the bracket. So that is square root of 2 multiplied by square root of 2 plus 1. And then negative 1 is also going to be multiplied with everything there. So negative 1 multiplied by square root of 2 plus 1. So from there we can now simplify. So that is common ratio. So 3 times square root of 2, that is 3 square root of 2. And then 3 times positive 1, that is positive 3. So here you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful. So you're multiplying negative 2 square root with square root of 2. Now under such what you should bear in mind is that when you multiply square root of a with the square root of a, that simply means that you're only getting the what is inside the square root, which is a. So this simply means that when you multiply square root of 2, also their square root of 2, you are going to get 2 multiplied by what? Negative 2. So that is negative 2 times 2, that is negative 4. So this is the value that I'm going to write here. So that is negative what? Negative 4. And then also that is negative 2 square root of 2 multiplied by positive 1, that is negative 2 square root of what? 2 over. So same applies to a. When you're multiplying the square root, if the what is in the square root they are similar, just get the number which is under the square root, which is 2, then plus, so square root of 2 times 1, that is square root of 2, that times that negative square root of 2, negative times positive, that is negative 1. So from there, so here what you are going to do is that correction of what? Like terms. So that is common ratio is equals to, so 3 square root of 2 minus 2 square root of 2. Here when you simplify, that is negative 1 over, so these two, they are going to cancel each other. This is positive, that is negative, so they are going to disappear. They are going to cancel each other. So you are remaining with 2 minus 1, which is 1. So common ratio is equals to, here it's more like you are subtracting, that is 3 minus 2, which is square root of what? 2 minus 1. So this is our common ratio. So that is the way you are supposed to move when calculating for the common ratio to obtain the what? The full marks. And then the question said we have to find the third term. So the question said you have to find the what? The third term. So what you should bear in mind is that the geometric progression, that is GP, it has its own formula. So that is Tn is equals to first term common ratio number of term minus 1. So this is the general formula that you are going to use. So what you are going to do is that since you are being told to find the what? The third term. So the number of term, that is 3. And then the first term, so the first term is that value. So the first term, that is square root of what? 2 minus 1. This is our first term. And then common ratio, we have calculated it to be square root of 2 minus 1. So now from there you can just go ahead and replace in the what? In the formula, since you have corrected your data. So just to replace, so the third term is equals to my first term, I'm having square root of 2 minus 1, and then the common ratio square root of 2 minus 1, that is number of term 3 minus what? 1. So third term is equals to square root of 2 minus 1, there, that is square root of 2 minus 1. So 3 minus 2, that is to the power 2. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to expand this expression there. So third term is equals to square root of 2 minus 1. So that is square root of 2 minus 1. It has to be expanded. So square root of 2 minus 1. So writing like that, that is just the same as me writing it like the way it was there. So that is third term is equals to square root of 2 minus 1. Then from there, that simply means that is going to be multiplied with everything there inside the brackets. That is square root of 2 minus 1. Also negative 1 is going to be multiplied with everything that side in the brackets. So that is negative 1 multiplied by square root of 2 minus 1. So that is t3 is equals to square root of 2 minus 1 there. So after that, like I said, if what is in the square root, they are the same, just get the value which is in the square root, which is 2. That time that you are getting minus negative square root like that. Also that time that negative square root of 2. Negative times negative, that is positive 1. So from there, third term is equals to square root of 2 minus 1. So this is 2 plus 1, which is 3. So negative square root with negative square root, you're having negative 2 square root. So that simply means that what you're going to do there now is that you're going to multiply also what is inside the bracket there with everything inside the bracket there. So third term is equals to square root of 2, 3 minus 2 square root of 2 there, negative 1 is going to be also multiplied with everything inside the brackets. That is 3 minus 2 square root of 2 like that. So that is third term is equals to square root of 2 times 3, that is 3 square root of 2. So you have to be very careful. Like I said here, you are having square root of 2 being multiplied with negative 2 square root of what? 2. So these are similar. So I'm getting 2 multiplied with negative what? Negative 2, which is negative 4. So I'm going to write negative 4 there. So from there, that is negative 1 times 3, that is negative what? 3. So negative times negative, that is positive 2 square root of what? 2. So from there, it's just the matter of correction of like them. What is similar, you group them together. So third term is equals to 3 square root of 2 plus 2 square root of what? 2. This is negative what? Negative 7. So if you simplify, your third term is going to be 5. So 3 plus 2, that is 5 square root of 2 minus 7. So this is our third term. So these are the possible solutions that we are supposed to be on question 1. So we can proceed to the next question. So the second question they have given us to say log base 2 of x, comma, log base 2 of x plus 9 and log base 2 of x plus 45 are 3 consecutive terms of the arithmetic progression, that is AP. Find the value of what? X. So we can start answering. So we have been given our 3 consecutive terms. So the first one, that is log base 2 of x, comma, log 2 base 2 of x plus 9, comma, log base 2 of x plus 45. So you have to be very careful. There is a difference between geometric progression GP and arithmetic progression. In this question they have said arithmetic progression, so I should stick to formula that are used under arithmetic progression. So they are telling me to calculate to find the value of of x. So what I should do is that I'm going to use the combination of the formula of common difference. That is, how do we obtain the common difference? So it's by subtracting second term minus first term is equals to third term minus second term. What does it mean? So if you subtract that one from that one, you can get the common difference. Also, when you subtract that one from that one, you can get the same common difference. Now, the way I've done it, I want to make an equation. So this is my equation that is going to assist me, or the formula that is going to assist me to find the value of what? The value of x. So by doing that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to replace. So this is my first term, second term, third term. So my second term, that is log 2 of x plus 9 minus log base 2 of x is equals to the third term, that is log base 2 of x plus what? 4, 5 minus the second term, which is log base 2 of x plus 9. So no wonder you don't have to skip anything. So before you watch this video, make sure you watch logarithms. So this is the principle under logarithm. I'm going to apply logs. So if there is a minus, so that simply means that I'm going to divide the coefficient of this same thing. So I'm having the log. What is common here is log base 2. So the coefficient, that is x plus 9, should be divided with the coefficient of that one, which is x. So is equals to, same applies to this side. So I'm having log base 2, then x plus 4, 5 divided by x plus 9. So for those who watched logarithm, the video that I just uploaded recently, these properties we mentioned, or we talked about these properties. So for you to understand better this topic, you have to go back and watch logarithms. So what I'm going to do here is that since I'm having this side, these things are similar. So what I'm going to do is that collection of what? Like terms. That simply means that I'm going to bring this part to this side. So that is log base what? 2 x plus 9 over x. This is positive, it's going to become minus log base 2 of x plus 4, 5 over x plus 9 is equals to what? 0. So same applies. This is the subtraction symbol. So what is common is log base 2. So this part should be divided with that part, that is x plus 9 over x divided by x plus 45 over x plus 9 is equals to what? 0. So what I'm going to do is that, let me just try to simplify them. So the rule is that this number, the base is going to shift the number that side to become a what? A power. So I'm going to remain with the x plus 9 over what? X. So this is division symbol, so I'm going to use division symbol, that is x plus 5 over x plus what, 9, is equals to, these two is going to shift that 0 to become a power, so that is 2 to power 0. So from there, this part is going to maintain the way it is, that is x plus 9 over what, x. So here I'm going to change the sign. So once I just change the sign, I put multiplication symbol, the denominator here is going to become the numerator, and then the numerator is going to become the denominator. So multiplied by what, x plus 9 over x plus 5 is equals to, any number raised to power 0 is 1. So we are multiplying these two, that is x plus 9 multiplied by x plus 9, also there, over x multiplied by x plus 5 is equals to 1. So from there, that is x times x, that is x square, x times 9, that is plus 9x, 9 times x, that is 9x, plus 9 times 9, 81, over x times x, that is x square, x times 45 plus 45x is equals to what, 1. So from there you are having, that is x square plus, these are like terms, so 9x plus 9x, that is 18x plus what, 81 is equals to 1 over x square plus 45x. So here divide by 1, you cross multiply, so you are having x square plus 18x plus 81 I mean, is equals to x square plus 5x. So the issue now is collection of what, like terms. So that is x square, this part, this is going to cross the equal sign to become negative x square plus 18x, that one become negative 45x plus what, 81 is equals to 0. So these two, they are going to cancel each other, and then when you subtract there, you are going to get negative 27x plus 81 is equals to 0. So I'm going to bring that positive 81 to the other side, to this side, so that is negative 27x is equals to negative 81. Divide both sides by negative 27 over negative 27. So negative and negative goes, so the value of x, that is 3. So this is the value of x. So that simply means that you have calculated. So we can proceed to the next one. So if you find this video interesting, so please like this video, also comment. So the next one, they are saying find the fifth term as a single what, logarithm. So we can also answer that one. So before you answer the question that follows, they are saying we find the fifth term. So meaning that you have first to list the consecutive terms that you are having, because you have calculated the value for what, for x. So we add log base 2 of x, comma, log base 2 of x plus 9, comma, log base 2 of x plus 5. So the value of x we have calculated to be 3. So log base 2 of 3, comma, log log base 2, that is 3 plus 9. 3 plus 9, which is what? You are getting, that is 12, comma, log base 2, that is 3 plus what? So x, that is 3 plus that, which is 48. So from there, for us to find the what? The fifth term, because the formula is any term of AP is equals to first term plus n minus 1 times what? Common difference. So we have to find the common difference, because the number of term, we know that the number of term, since we are finding the fifth, that is 5, and then the first term we also know it's log base 2 of 3. Now the issue is to find what? The common difference. So that is, common difference is given by second term minus first term. So that is, common difference is equals to second term, that is log base 2 of 12 minus log base 2 of 3. That simply means that under rules of indices, that simply means that you are dividing this number with that, which is 12 divided what? 3, and then that is common difference is equals to log 2, that you are getting 4. So from there, after dividing, what next? So common difference is equals to log 2. So that 4 can be also written as 2 to power 2, where this 2 is going to drop this side. So common difference is equals to 2 log 2 of 2. So this, if the bases and the power they are the same, this is equivalent to what? To 1. So our common difference, that is 2. So now we can find the what? The fifth term. So please, if you find this video interesting, please like and comment. So following the formula, so that is any term is equals to first term plus n minus 1 times common difference. So fifth term is equals to first term I have, that is log base 2 of 3 plus any term 5 minus 1 times what? Times 2. So fifth term is equals to log 2 over 3 plus, this is 4 when you subtract times 2. So from there, that is fifth term is equals to log 2 over 3 plus what? 8. Now the question said we express this as a single logarithm. So that is log 2 over what? 3. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to introduce a log that won't affect this number. What does it mean? So this is log 2, log base 2. So I'm going to introduce log base 2 of 2 to power 8. This simply means that if I were to be asked to return to this original position, this 8 is going to drop this side. It's more like this. So you are having log base 2 of 2 to power 8. So this one is going to drop, that is 8 log 2 of 2. So that simply means that this is just 1, which won't affect what? This value, meaning you are going to return to the original position, which is 8. So that is the reason to why I've done like this. So fifth term is equals to log base 2 of 3 plus log base 2. So 2 to power 8, that is 250 what? 6. So under rules of logarithm, This is an identity that you should know, that whenever you are adding and then the bases are the same, it means that you are multiplying the what? The coefficient there, that is log 2 3 times what? 256. So that is fifth term is equals to log 2 of what? 768. So this is our final answer. So we are going to continue in part 2 of logarithm. So thank you so much for watching. See you in part 2.